Access to sensitive information has been under the microscope. Today, a judge rejected a request to block its employees from accessing a Treasury Department federal payment system containing sensitive personal data for millions of Americans. Employees unions and the Alliance for Retired Americans had made their request, but the judge said likelihood of irreparable harm was not found. Doge is still limited by a different court order in New York.
Ooh, the Democrats are upset. This is just a horrible week for the Democrat Party. First, we had President Trump's speech where they showed out and they thought that people was going to rally behind that crap. And you got more people fleeing from the Democrat Party than ever before. Then when they find out that Trump's budget bill does include no tax on tips, the Social Security, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime, and that they just need a little bit of time to work this out. But they got this continuing resolution that will be able to keep the government going up through August or September. And at that time, then President Trump, who asked for just a few months to get everything under control, at that point in time, boom, they'll be ready to start lowering those costs, if not before that, for the American people. And it seems like the Republican Party is standing unified in the House. In the Senate, Rand Paul kind of makes me a little nervous, but all we need, you know, you in the Senate, we could have a couple of them dissent and not vote and still have it go through. But the point is, right now, we got everything going. Momentum is our direction. But the big pushback from Democrats was behind Doge and the Treasury Department. Now, we already see what Doge has done with USAID, unmasking the billions upon billions of dollars in wasteful spending. Remember, $45 million for DEI scholarships in Burma, $20 million for Sesame Street in Iraq, $3 million for sex workers in Martinique, $10 million worth of condoms to Martinique, to Mozambique. I mean, it's insane. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. $500 billion. You heard it, $500 billion that was spent on a school to be built that nobody knows where the school is at all. It was $560 some odd billion for that. So Doge has been doing this thing and has been freaking Democrats out because now one of their major fundraising payment processing platforms, ActBlue, has been allegedly funneling illegally Democrat campaigns, taking in donations from people, redirecting that money where it wants to go rather than where it's supposed to go. And now a federal judge, because a district judge had blocked Doge's attempts to go in and start going through what was going on at the Treasury Department. And so, of course, the Trump administration took him to court. And wouldn't you know, the judge ruled in President Trump and Doge and Elon Musk's favor. So let's check out this article because this is fresh off the presses. Oh my God, you already know the Democrats, the libtards are going to be losing their mind because right now what they're trying to do, if the Democrat Party doesn't get their way, which is they want Elon Musk and Doge out of everything. And we know that's not going to happen. So the only other thing they have is to try to hold the purse. And so what they're planning to do, they're planning to vote down the continuing resolution, the CR, which would fund the government through September. They're literally all going to vote against it. The Democrat Party wants to shut the government down. Now, here's the kicker about the government, about the Democrats wanting to shut the party down. Do you remember this?
Many of my Republican colleagues fundamentally do not believe in a functional federal government which is designed to meet the health, the safety, and the economic well-being of the American people. We are not going to allow Republicans to try to impose right-wing cuts that devastate and undermine the health, the safety, or the economic well-being of the American people because they are unable to achieve their policy directives outside of threatening a government shutdown. We have never paid a Republican ransom note in the context of their threats to shut the government down. We've always stood on the side of the American people, and we will continue to do that in advance of November 17th and beyond.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video, do me a solid. Hit that like button. I'll never ask you for a cash app. I'll never ask you for a super chat. But you hitting that like button, that is currency. It helps spread the video around. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe on the Real Politics Podcast. That's what we do. We talk real politics. So hit that subscription button. And when you do, click the notification bell and select all. That way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So you heard that BS. So now they look, now remember, they looked at how, a government shutdown, that was like a ransom note toward Congress. But now this is what they consider to be justified. It's the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. Rules for thee, but not for me. When the Republicans were using it, because the Republicans didn't want to fund Ukraine, didn't want to fund DUI. They wanted the border secure. The Democrat Party thought that was so terrible that this is what the Republicans were fighting for. But now the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, wants to shut down the government because they want money to fund DEI. They want to keep illegals here. They want that wasteful spending to continue. They're literally fighting tooth and nail for everything against the American people's wishes. So let's check out this article here, where it says U.S. judge declines to block Musk-led Doge team from Treasury data access due to lack of immediate harm. All the threats they've been throwing out is, oh, Elon Musk, your Social Security, your data, not realizing that the American people aren't stupid. Some unelected bureaucrat that wasn't the richest person in the world, that has not built up international conglomerate multi-billion dollar companies, had access to the data too. As a matter of fact, did you all know about the leak of the 450,000 people whose information was leaked from the IRS, from Social Security? Check this out.
A cyber attack on the IRS by what the agency is calling a, quote, sophisticated organized crime syndicate. Information's been stolen from more than 100,000 taxpayers by thieves who use one of the government's own online services to do it. They got into a system called Get Transcript, which is meant for taxpayers to download copies of their own returns. It's a big breach. Stolen info contains scans of personal details that could allow crooks to steal identities, open lines of credit, and file fraudulent tax returns, stealing refunds. The bottom line, you'll hear from the IRS if you're one of those hit.
So as you just seen and heard, it's already happened. It's already happened. So Elon Musk, who has one of the best track records as far as being able to create technology and software that could protect some of the best cybersecurity out there, okay, coming in to work on our systems, which are already being breached, which have already been hacked, which are being monitored by unelected bureaucrats who are not the richest people in the world, who do not have a track record of building some of the best international businesses on the planet that were accessing our data. And so now they want to make this whoopla because the richest man in the world with some of the most successful companies in the world and some of the best technology in the world is going in and helping the federal government for free. Now they want to fight back. They want to resist that. They want to go to war with them. And it's nonsense. And luckily, a federal judge saw through the nonsense. So let's check out this article in this report. This is from UC Law, San Francisco. So this is a left-leaning publication, but let's see what they say. U.S. judge declines to block Musk-led Doge team from Treasury data access due to lack of immediate harm. A U.S. federal judge declined Friday to block employees of Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, from accessing sensitive U.S. Treasury data, finding that retiree and union plaintiffs failed to show an imminent risk of irreparable harm. U.S. District Judge Colleen Kohler-Catelli said the plaintiffs failed to show irreparable harm because although mistakes in setting up Doge access at Treasury were understandable and no doubt widely shared, the unions have not proven that sensitive information was likely to be disseminated outside the federal government. So with all the hoopla, all the uproar, even a judge realizes there is no type of harm that they can show that Elon Musk and Doge would do to people by having certain access, limited access to the systems. And they have to be able to see the data. They have to be able to see the information to be able to establish where the waste is. Who's been cashing checks that they're not supposed to? Who's on the rolls? Are they still alive or are they gone? They have to do this. So luckily, a federal judge cleared the way for Elon Musk, Doge, and President Trump to continue the agenda, which is rid the United States federal government of waste, fraud, and abuse. I'm extremely happy. Get ready, because the libtards are about to lose their mind. But I wanted to jump in and bring this information to you. that another win for President Trump, another win for the United States of America. And now we really about to see some fireworks, because USAID was crazy. Social Security, that was insane to know we got like 10 million people on the rolls getting Social Security that are over 100 years old. And now we're in the Department of the Treasury. Oh, get ready, because this week is going to be a fun week. And you know, I'm going to be here to bring it to you. So like always, if you haven't liked the video, like the video. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you hung out with me this far, I greatly appreciate you for being here. And I thank you for the top and bottom of my heart. I'm Brian Maxwell. I look forward to bringing it to you and look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out.